Well, welcome back. I'm here with Aileen Warren. First of all, Aileen, you were one of our game changers in our February issue that we feature women that are doing really great things in the community, but also have a pretty significant executive role as well. So you are the Assistant Vice Chancellor, Executive Director of Human Resources at the UNMC.
That is correct, University of Nebraska Medical Center.
Yeah.
And I've been there for almost 5 years now. And in my role as the senior HR professional, I oversee all of the HR functions for the university.
That's like a pretty big job.
It is. It's a very interesting job.
Yeah.
It's a very rewarding job. I get to work with some outstanding people when you think of healthcare professionals, but then also the HR team that I work with on a daily basis as well. Very rewarding, very challenging, and sometimes even a little fun.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but I want to kind of go back. You're a native of Omaha, so tell me just kind of the back history about you.
Sure. I was born here in Omaha, Nebraska, and I was educated in the Omaha public school system. After I graduated from North High, I attended the University of Nebraska at Omaha. I was a Goodrich Scholar, so very fortunate for that opportunity, and received my undergraduate degree and my graduate degree at UNO. So again, just always have been very, very involved in the community, had an opportunity to go through Leadership Omaha, had an opportunity to go through the ICANN Influence class, yes, many, many years ago. So just always exposed to phenomenal people who were doing wonderful things in the community, and just taught me how it is important to give back and to be a part of the community and make it what you want. So that's kind of my history. I'm married, of course, to my husband, Thomas Warren, who was a former police chief, first African-American police chief for the city of Omaha. Been married, I think it'd be 34 years this year. So 3 kids, and just very involved parents with our children, who are now grown, of course, but just have been very, very instrumental in helping them get a good start in life. And now they're all out on their own and doing wonderful things.
Right. And also your husband, giving him a plug for the nonprofit he oversees now?
Yes, he is the CEO for the Urban League of Nebraska here in Omaha, and he's done that for about 11 years now.
Has it been that long?
I know, right?
Oh
I can't believe it either.
I remember that. I just remember that kind of transition and when he stepped into that role, but really important organization.
Oh, they do some wonderful things when it comes to education specifically, and my husband and I are very big advocates when it comes to education, because we know that truly is a game changer for a lot of people. So we give our money toward organizations that promote education in the community. We actually last year, well, 2 years, we've actually started our own scholarship for individuals, through the Urban League, a yearly scholarship that we give to an individual who's going to be going to college. So that's one of the things that we're very, very excited about and very proud of, to be able to do that.
Well, since we're speaking about the two of you, we'll segue into the Omaha Press Club Face on the Barroom Floor, which I know you were just received that honor and kind of inducted into that whole group of people like 2 weeks ago?
It was April 13th.
Okay, yeah. First of all, congratulations to you, because my dad and I, we were the first father-daughter duo back in 2012 that had that, honor as well. It's an honor, but it's a little, it's kind of, you have roasters, and it's it's a big deal, and you're there in that setting for eternity for the most part,
Exactly. Well, we were very, very honored when we got the phone call, but then a little scared because, like you said, you get roasters, and so you get to choose your roasters, but you still don't know what kind of things they're going to get up and say about you. But they all did a fantastic job. I would have to say my husband took more of the jabs than I did, but nevertheless, it was for a good cause, because some of the proceeds go towards scholarships for people that want to major in journalism or broadcasting. But just honored, thrilled, when they actually put your face down and put the glass over it, and I'm sure people are walking over it right now, but nevertheless, just honored to be amongst the faces on that wall. And as I told them that night, I used to go there. I worked for First National Bank early in my career, and one of the responsibilities that I had was to oversee the management trainee program. And so we would take the trainees up to the press club,
Right.
To try to woo them and
Sure.
say, "Come work for the bank." And I just remember looking around and seeing those faces, never thinking that I would be one of those faces.
Because were you the 160th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, and that just kind of shows 160 out of all the years they've been doing this. I mean, it is an honor to be up there, and it says something about you and Thomas and your commitment to the community and how you've impacted the community. I mean, you get your face on the barroom floor because of your impact and what you've done.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we were just honored and thrilled, and just couldn't have been more happy about it.
Yeah, wonderful. So let's talk a little bit about what's next for you. I mean, what do you see?
Well, I see myself just to continue to be active in the community.
Yeah.
Omaha has so many different needs. There's so many things to be involved in. So I don't see myself slowing down in that regard. I'm currently on the Women's Fund Board. I'm also on the ICANN board, and then Omaha Home for Boys. So those three organizations alone, and I'm on the executive committee for all three of those. So those keep me pretty busy, and you work full time, right?
Yeah.
So just trying to balance that. So I'm really conscientious about how many endeavors I'm involved in at one point in time, because I want to do my best, right? I want to be able to go to the meetings and give my all and be very engaged and active as a board member.
Well, I just want to, how do you balance all that? I mean, how do you balance that?
Well, I would say it's easier now that all my kids are grown and out of
Sure,
the house.
sure.
So it's just Tom and myself, and it's funny because sometimes we don't see each other until like late at night because he's off doing his volunteer stuff and I'm off doing my volunteer stuff. But for me, it's so important. When I worked for First Data Corporation, which I worked for 17 and a half years, and even working at UNMC, whenever I've gone in, I've just been real upfront to say this community is very important to me. So I need the flexibility in my schedule to be able to fulfill those commitments, definitely work here, but also fulfill my commitments. So I'd have to say the employees that I've worked for have been very, very supportive of what I've done. And then sometimes I have to come in on a Saturday and Sunday to get caught up. But that's okay, because that's important to me, you know, to be able to do the community thing and then also work.
Yeah. And one of the things as we kind of wrap up here, is, advice for younger women, because women in leadership roles and women in the nonprofit community, or whether it's volunteering, being on boards, I mean, it's important to, mentor those women, and that's going to be a big part of our future. I mean, women and our role in the society today, I think it has changed over the years.
Yes.
And we're needed. So any advice or any, for younger women as they're looking at getting involved in the community? Getting involved in the community and kind of how you balance that. And you kind of said it, but I just want to leave you with that one last comment.
Okay. Well, I would have to say it's probably one of my most favorite things that I get to do is mentor young women. And I do a lot of it informally. I don't have formal relationships, but a lot of people call me and just want to go to breakfast or lunch or dinner and just talk about their careers and where they're at and maybe some of the struggles that they're having, or just to give some advice. So again, I think I always tell them to be real, in terms of you are who you are. People have to accept you for who you are. Yeah. It's so much easier when you can present your authentic self in an environment in terms of what you need and what you want. And people usually appreciate that. Yeah. So I would just say be yourself. Have fun along the way. Don't take yourself too serious. It's life, things are going to happen. And I just think be true to yourself in terms of who you are, what you feel you've been put on this earth to do, and just to give and to help others. Yeah.
I love that so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And again,
Absolutely.
Thank you for letting us share your story in Metro Magazine. It was our February edition where you were our game changer, sponsored by Planet Omaha. Yeah. So Aileen, thank you again. And I look forward to connecting with you for years to come.
Well, so wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And we will be right back.